Hello, everybody, and welcome to our DVC journey. Today, we're going to be talking about something that DVC has recently done. They have filed for a timeshare trust, which is not something new in the timeshare business, but it's new for DVC. It's actually a different way of being able to offer the product, in this case, Disney Vacation Club, to buyers. And we're going to talk about some specifics, which there aren't very many, and then we're going to speculate about what they could do. Not saying that they're going to do this, but what they could do in offering Disney Vacation Club in a trust. So first of all, a timeshare trust, it's something that is being used in other timeshare products that are being offered out in the open market. So there have been experiences with that. DVC has decided to delve into that. And what that is going to do, as far as with DVC, is they have attached the cabins at Fort Wilderness to this trust that they have set up. And those that are serving on the DVC trust, the timeshare trust, are pretty much the same people that are going to be serving on the board for this timeshare trust as in currently with DVC. So obviously it's going to be a product that is going to be tied in with currently the DVC product. So that's the only thing that we know. That's the only thing that they are telling us right now that is taking place. And it might be because that's the only thing that's going to happen with this trust. Let's speculate about this. What does it offer for people in purchasing Disney Vacation Club? Well, first of all, it offers buyers an opportunity to buy into Disney Vacation Club in a different form of fashion. But what does it offer to Disney Vacation Club as sellers? Well, it helps them to move product that might be moving slower. And we know that Disney has some of those products available. We know that Alani has not sold out yet, and it's been several years for it being openly sold to the public. We know that Riviera also has not been sold out. They just released at the latter part of last year around, I'm going to guess, since we're speculating, I'm going to guess about 600,000 points into the market. So those are rooms that they've put available for Riviera to sell. So they're reloading their bank of points that they can sell additional points. Those rooms were held back because they're probably using them for cash rooms, for the public. And as they need more points, they will deposit more points into the Disney Vacation Club and let those rooms be made available. For example, again, trying to go off of memory, I think they added maybe a couple of the tower studios. They were offered some of the one bedrooms, a grand villa, but it all added up to somewhere, let's say, around 600,000 points. So we know they still have room to sell on those points. Also, the Disneyland Hotel, they have points to sell in Disneyland Hotel because that just became public pretty recently. And how are sales moving? Well, we don't hear a whole lot about it, but it's I'm sure it's selling, but maybe it's moving a little bit harder. So what could Disney do to make it appealing for people to buy into this timeshare trust? Well, let's look at it currently. You buy into a resort, you have a deed through any one of the resorts that we currently have offered to us. With that deed, you get to use that resort with an 11-month booking window to make your reservation for your room. And then the rest of them open up in 7 months. And I know there's restrictions with different resorts as to when they end, if they come available for you. But that's typically how it works. You get your 11-month for your home resort. But what if, again, speculation, they changed this up and this timeshare trust wasn't just for the cabins, but they added in some things and gave buyers options and take care of a problem that's going to be showing up in the year 2042. And those of us that are familiar with DVC know that there's several resorts that are going to expire in 2042. January 31st, 2042, I believe is the date. So those are going to expire. All those points are going to expire. So all of us that are viewing this right now, talking about it, if we own one of those resorts, our points are going to end in 2042. That's a lot of points. Think of it. If they just released 600,000 points of Riviera and they've already been selling it for a few years, they have to have a lot of points coming back in 19 years, 18, 19, whatever it is, that are going to be theirs, that they're going to own, that they're going to have to either sell the property, sell the resort, which I do not believe they're going to do, but they're going to have to sell those points all at one time. And that is going to create a monetary headache because they still have to support those resorts in taking care of it. Without the dues coming in, Disney Vacation Club would have to pay for those. They're going to have to staff it and basically keep it running as a business, although all the members have given back their points because it's expired. So what if they changed it up? And here's the speculation part. They gave DVC owners options in their purchase. So let's take, for example, option number 1. Right now, we know that Fort Wilderness is available, the cabins. We know that Riviera has a lot of points that are still available. We know that the Disneyland Hotel has a lot of points available to purchase. And also Alani still has points available. What if they put together those resorts as a group and they sold those as a group, that if you buy this group option, say number 1, you bought this option, you would have an 11-month booking window for those resorts that I just mentioned. Would that be appealing to you? You know, you don't only get an 11-month booking window for one resort, you get it for 3 or 4 resorts, whatever they want to do. Also, what if they, in 2042, offered a couple of options, such as Beach Club? They put Beach Club in a group with, say, Hilton Head and Boulder Ridge. Those 3 resorts expire in 2042. So they put that as a group. And then they offer another group of resorts, of 2042 resorts, such as Boardwalk, Vero Beach, and Old Key West. Those are put into a group. So they're presenting, do you want option number 2, where you have Beach Club, Hilton Head, and Boulder Ridge? Or do you want this other option, number 3, Boardwalk, Vero Beach, and Old Key West? Or going back to option number 1, you get the cabins at Fort Wilderness, the Riviera, Alani, and Disneyland Hotel. Or will they mix those in? So there's a lot of different options that they could have. Perhaps, again, I don't manage timeshares and sell them or know all the legal ins and outs of operating a timeshare, but is that something that they could do, especially with the 2042s that are going to be coming up? Could they throw those into that timeshare trust and be able to sell them as a grouping so that you have 11-month booking window, for example, Beach Club, Hilton Head, Boulder Ridge? Is that something that you'd be interested in? Because right now, for Disney, as we mentioned, they have all these contracts that are be coming back in 2042. And right now, every time they sell a new contract to a member, the member, it's kind of confusing for people when they buy into DVC because they say, oh, that's a 50-year resort, I have 50 years, when really they get the remainder of the resort. So if that resort came offered up 10 years ago, they only have 40 years remaining on that resort that's available to them. So that can be confusing to people. So what if at signing in this new trust, you get 50 years from the date that you sign into those home resorts? Again, speculation. What will this do for DVC? It will make it so that they don't have all these points coming due all at one time that are going to be returned to them that they have to sell out. If they're continually selling contracts on a 50-year basis for new owners, that they get it for 50 years, well, some people's contract are going to expire in 49 years, some in 48 years, some in 45 years. You get the point. It's not all at one time. They have these points coming back. It also helps them to sell out of harder resorts to sell, as you might call it, such as Hilton Head and Vero Beach. So those points are included in those as far as options that you get an 11-month booking window. So they're always continually selling those points. And what they can do is offer those at points, price per point. Let's just use an example of $250 per point, or it's $240 per point. They're going to get that price straight leveled out, and you're going to get those resorts. Typically, you don't see Vero Beach or Hilton Head coming near that point price, right? But Disney's going to sell those points in a group so that they'll be able to market that and be able to get that price. Also, the dues. What about the dues? We know that Vero Beach dues are higher than, say, Old Key West or Wilderness Lodge. We know that that's a fact. So what would they do there? Well, they'd take the points, figure out what the dues are, and just divide them through option number 2 or option number 3, whatever they're in. So that equalizes the dues on those resorts into the other resorts. So it's beneficial for the buyer. He gets, or she gets, 50 years from the date of signing. It's not that this started 10 years ago and they're only going to get 40, or 15 years ago and they're only going to get 35 years of use. They're going to get the full 50 years from their date of signing. Disney Vacation Club is going to sell all the resorts and continually sell those and put those monies toward that resort. And it gives the option for the new buyer to have several resorts that they can book at their 11-month window. So if their first option isn't available, say at Beach Club, they can still go to Wilderness Lodge, or maybe they do want to go at Hilton Head. Or the third option, maybe they can't get Boardwalk, but they're able to get Old Key West, but maybe they want to stay at Vero Beach. They get an 11-month booking window for those. And if they separate them so that each resort or each option has a resort in different areas, like the outlying areas, Hilton Head, Vero Beach, in different options, you get a Beach Club and Boardwalk separated into different options, and you get the Boulder Ridge and Old Key West separated in different options so that it's not all at once, or at one area. And also, when coming due, say it is Polynesian, they're going to be selling points there. So maybe they want to do a monorail one. They'll have Bay Lake that's going to be coming up. Those could be monorail resorts that are going to be coming up for sale in the future. So a lot of different options. None of this is from DVC at all. It's just speculating, why are they doing this? And it may be just because of Fort Wilderness, and that's all they're paying attention to and focused on. That's the reason they're doing it. We don't know, but I thought, wow, what if climbing down this rabbit hole, we look at it. But with that being said, and none of it being factual at all, would you be interested in buying into an option of 1, 2, or 3? Would that interest you as a DVC member or a future DVC member, having that option of 11-month booking window? Or how does it make you feel as a current member of the resorts of Riviera, even the Disneyland, if you're new there, or Alani? It's something to think about. Will it happen? We don't know, but it's something to just let the mind think about as to what could be, what Disney might think about, or are they just doing this to handle currently the Fort Wilderness cabins? So that's it for today. As we always say, be kind to cast members. There's they're awesome people. They have a hard job, and we appreciate them very much. And thank you for joining us on our DVC journey, and we look forward to seeing you on our next DVC journey. Bye.